According to the stats, there are more than 10,000 arrests that are made every single year for murder alone. 10,000. Yet, there's really a handful of cases that we go back to time and time again. O.J. Simpson, the Menendez brothers, now that was a pretty big one. The Scott Peterson trial is still talked about to this day, and recently, Amanda Knox and the mystery surrounding the murder of her roommate. That's made waves, and coincidentally, was also the source of inspiration for Matt Damon's latest film, Stillwater, which came out last year, and it's a film that I've been trying to watch for a while now as a criminal justice graduate. But what do I think about it? Well, come on in and let's get to it. Matt Damon essentially plays a devoted father who is trying to help his daughter prove her innocence after being in prison for the last 5 years for the murder of her roommate and former lover. No lawyer is willing to take her case because to them it's open and shut, clear as day she did it. Her dad, however, is willing to go to the ends of the earth and beyond to do whatever is necessary to find those who are actually responsible for killing her roommate and set her free. But blind devotion, as we all know, also comes at a price. Honestly, I've had this movie collecting dust on my proverbial watch list for months, and at this point, I can't even tell you why, because this film is great. Honestly, I don't even know if it's because Matt Damon and how everything that he touches turns to gold, but this film is phenomenal, and I have no idea why more people aren't discussing it. Why is it as good as it is? Because you have some fantastic performances by Matt Damon, Abigail Breslin, who plays the Amanda Knox character in this film. You also have a few side characters that he brings into his life, or rather, they bring him into theirs, and they are also fantastic, and they bring a level of heart and subtlety to the story. The cinematography and editing is crisp and smooth. I was also engaged with the story because everything that happens from beginning to end is vital. I mean, a lot of movies nowadays, they have the issue with content and putting in filler material when they can't always do important stuff. But this is a movie where you not only have no good times to take a bathroom break if it was in a theater, but also at home, you don't even want to pause it because there's almost no good spot to pause it. It's just a constant thing. The mystery of the story is strong, and just like in real life, you're like, did this person do it or not? Because when it first starts out, you're pretty sure they did, but there's enough doubt placed in the film where you're like, I don't know anything anymore. Now, as far as story depth is considered, you have Matt Damon's getting things done philosophy and blind devotion that creates a very complex yet deeply relatable character, and how his loyalty to family and what family means to him is almost tragic in a way, because at a certain point in the film, he kind of has two families. He has his convicted for murder daughter, currently in prison, who he's trying to prove her innocence, and you also have this new family that he's kind of adopted into his life, a French woman and her daughter, which he absolutely cherishes. Two families. I'll let you think on that for a second. But there is also a deep theme of human flaw in this film, both from father and daughter. And because of that, you have mirroring going on, if you think about it. Because maybe she did do it, maybe she didn't. But if she got her flaws from her father, then, well, maybe things aren't as simple or as black and white as a trial would like you to think it is. Now, as far as its connections to Amanda Knox, the story is different enough to rightfully just claim inspiration for the Knox trial, but similar enough for you to connect with the moments that are indeed there. The main difference would probably just be Matt Damon's character and everything that he does throughout the film, because Knox's father didn't do any of that, and that's kind of the point of the entire movie. Which means that you don't need to know the Knox story to enjoy this film. It stands out on its own two legs as a perfectly enjoyable and even tense drama that I'm sure you'll love. Do I have any negatives for the film? Whew, not really. It's solid in almost every single possible way. Great acting, great casting, great characters, great cinematography, great everything. If anything, I'd just say certain aspects weren't a primary focus, like visuals. You know, it's not a visually stunning film because it wasn't ever really trying to be. It does have great cinematography though. So let's just get the score out of the way. From a technical, unbiased perspective, I had already mentioned a majority of what makes up this score, so I won't repeat all of that again. Suffice it to say, it's pretty high because a lot of what's going on in this film I'd give awards to. This score is 92%. As for how I personally felt about the film, or my bias score, now that's even higher, because I loved this movie. It was tense. It was emotional when it needed to be. It was relatable. I wouldn't mind rewatching it or buying it overall. It was fantastic. My bias scores, 100%. Meaning that when we combine the two scores together, we come to the final rating of 96%. 96 out of 100 possible stars. Now, I already did a top 10 of the year video for 2021, but if I didn't, this film would have made second place overall and gotten the award for Most Enjoyable Film of the Year, Best Drama, and Best Crime Film of 2021. It's that good. I can't even believe I waited this long to see it, but it is what it is. But don't take my word for it, Let me know your thoughts on Stillwater in the comments down below. And as for YouTube, you guys know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button, and bell to be notified when I come up with my next review. And until then, peace out.